Title: My 42M wife, 38F, cheated on me with our driver, in my own car. I'm filing for divorce. Part 1. I never thought I'd be the guy posting his train wreck life on Reddit, but here I am. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. I'm a man who's spent the last 20-plus years building something most people would kill for. A Forbes list spot, a net worth that honestly doesn't even feel real sometimes, a dream house, and what I thought was a picture-perfect family. Wife, 2 kids, luxury cars, vacations in private villas, the works. But apparently even everything isn't enough. I met Marissa 13 years ago at a gala. She was stunning. Magnetic. The kind of woman who makes everyone look twice. We got married after 2 years of dating. People warned me, said she was high maintenance, a little wild, but I was in love and, to be blunt, I thought money could fix whatever wasn't already perfect. Over the years, things started shifting. Subtly at first. She started spending more time at the spa, more girls' trips, less interest in our family business. She always had an excuse: I'm tired, or you work too much, or I need to find myself. I wrote it all off. Maybe I was working too much. Maybe she was just adjusting to the lifestyle. But things came crashing down last week. I was in Milan for a conference, 3 days. I came home early to surprise her and the kids. She wasn't home. Kids were with my sister. Our driver, Daniel, was also gone. Her phone? Off. Suspicious. But I had no real reason to panic until I checked the Tesla's dash cam. Why did I check it? Something told me to. Call it a gut feeling. And sure enough, there it was. Marissa. In the back seat. With Daniel. I won't go into the graphic details, but let's just say she was enthusiastic. Laughing. Screaming. Tearing off her own clothes like she was in a damn soap opera. That woman, my wife, looked like a stranger. And the kicker? The dash cam recorded audio. She was saying things like, "He's just a boring ATM. He thinks because he's rich he owns me. You're the only man who makes me feel alive." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. This wasn't just cheating. It was malice. Planned. Rehearsed. Like she wanted to get caught. I haven't told her I know yet. I've already spoken to my lawyer. The divorce papers are being drafted and I'm preparing for a full custody battle. My kids don't deserve to grow up around this kind of toxicity. I'll share more in part 2, including what happened when I finally confronted her and the completely insane twist I did not see coming. Stay tuned. This rabbit hole gets way deeper. So where did I leave off? Oh yeah, the dash cam footage. My wife Marissa getting raw with Daniel, our driver, in my Tesla, talking about how I'm just an ATM. Charming. So I didn't confront her immediately. I played it cool. That night, when she finally got home, hair tousled, dress wrinkled, a smug little smile on her face, she acted like nothing happened. Gave me a half-hearted "hey babe" and asked if I wanted sushi. I almost laughed. I told her I was exhausted and going to bed early. She shrugged and said she had some calls to make. Probably to Daniel. The next day, I had my assistant switch out the locks on my home office. I moved all our financial records, prenup copies, business documents, everything out of her reach. I also froze our joint credit card and opened a new private account. Quietly, calmly. Then I scheduled a meeting with my lawyer and PI. Turns out this wasn't a one-time slip. No, Daniel wasn't just a fling, he was a side relationship. They've been seeing each other for 8 months, often while I was traveling for work. Hotel receipts, text logs, even FaceTime screenshots. He was using a burner phone she paid for. This wasn't just betrayal. This was strategy. When I finally confronted her, it was a show. Me, I know about you and Daniel. Her, blank stare. What are you talking about? Me, the Tesla. The camera. The audio. I've seen it all. And then boom. The performance started. Tears. Screaming. Slapping herself. She threw a crystal vase at the wall. "You drove me to it," she shrieked. "You're never here, you don't love me, you care more about your stupid companies than me." I didn't flinch. I just said, "You'll be hearing from my lawyer." And her response? "Fine. Maybe Daniel will finally treat me like a queen." Clown face. The next twist? Daniel quit. Ghosted her. Deleted everything. Vanished. Apparently he found out I was pressing charges for vehicle tampering and recording without consent. Yes, it's my car, but she disabled the security settings, which might technically be illegal depending on jurisdiction. Guy ran faster than she could scream. Now she's spiraling. Calling me 24/7. Telling me she didn't mean it, that it was just emotional confusion, that I made her feel insecure. But here's the wildest part, she told my kids, yes, our 10 and 12-year-olds, that daddy doesn't love mommy anymore because he's found a new woman. I haven't even looked at another woman in over a decade. The lies. The gaslighting. The manipulation. And we're just getting started. In part 3. Asterisk, she tries to drain one of my business accounts. Asterisk, my son tells me something deeply disturbing. Asterisk, and someone from her past shows up with bombshell information. Buckle up. So where were we? Right, Daniel ghosted her, she tried to weaponize the kids, and I served her the divorce papers. I figured that'd be the climax. Nope. Money Ithwings, she tried to drain one of my company accounts. Despite locking everything down financially, I missed one internal transfer route connected to a joint account we used years ago. My assistant flagged a suspicious withdrawal attempt for $250,000. Guess who? She had the nerve to tell the bank it was for an emergency medical procedure and tried to rush the process using an old power of attorney she had no right to use. Total fraud. Fortunately, my team blocked it. When I confronted her, through my lawyer, she said, "You owe me that money for emotional damages." I owe you, what now? She's demanding alimony even though the prenup, ironclad, signed with independent counsel limits that to a one-time payout of $150,000 only if no infidelity is proven. So yeah, that's gone. But here's the kicker. Child, my son told me something that made my blood run cold. My 12-year-old son, bright, kind kid, sat me down last night and said, "Dad, I think Mom tried to make me lie about you." He told me she said things like, asterisk, tell the judge your dad yells a lot. Asterisk, say he hit the table and scared you. Asterisk, tell them you saw him with another woman. He didn't even understand what she was doing at first. But it clicked when she told him, if they think daddy's bad, we'll get the house. Let me repeat that. She was trying to manipulate our child into lying in court so she could get the house. I'm documenting everything. Lawyers on it. Therapist is involved now too. My heart breaks for my kids, they didn't ask for this. Bustin' Silhouette, someone from her past reached out and dropped a bomb. Late last night I got an email. Anonymous at first, but I traced it back. It was her ex-boyfriend's wife. Turns out Marissa was in contact with this guy for years on and off. He's a real estate developer who lives 2 states over. She allegedly flew out multiple times under the guise of retreats and wellness weekends. His wife found out and assumed it was me she was cheating on until she saw the photos. That's right. Daniel wasn't the only one. This woman sent me screenshots, flight confirmations, pictures, even a voicemail of Marissa saying, "He's rich but boring. You're the one I dream about." So now I know my wife has been playing a multi-man game for years. I haven't told Marissa I know yet. I want every legal duck in a row. But trust me, when I do, it'll be nuclear. Next up in part 4. Asterisk, court hearings begin. Asterisk, Marissa loses it in front of the judge. Asterisk, and I find out something about Daniel I never expected. This woman's chaos knows no bounds. Stay tuned. Back again, Reddit. At this point, I feel like I'm living inside one of those dramatic Netflix miniseries. Only this one comes with court dates, therapy sessions, and a billable hour rate that could fund a small country. Quick recap for those just joining. Asterisk, wife cheated on me with our driver. In my Tesla. Recorded. Asterisk, also cheated with a former ex she's been flying to see. Asterisk, tried to drain our account. Asterisk, tried to coach our son to lie in court. Asterisk, I filed for divorce. Now court begins. Woman judge, the courtroom meltdown. We had our first formal hearing last week, preliminary custody arrangements, financial disclosures, the usual. My lawyer came fully prepped, armed with the dash cam footage, the emails from her ex's wife, her attempted withdrawal logs, and statements from our therapist confirming her erratic behavior. Marissa came in dressed like a Netflix version of a politician's wife, all white blazer and crocodile tears. She walked into the courtroom sobbing. Immediately tried to turn on the waterworks for the judge. She claimed, "My husband is emotionally abusive. He controls me with money. He's gaslighting me by weaponizing our past." Yeah, okay. I'm weaponizing the footage of you riding Daniel like a rodeo bull in my Tesla. Then she brought up her history of anxiety, said she's been unwell and needed time to process her trauma. The judge asked for medical documentation. She had nothing. Her voice started cracking. She began shouting at my lawyer, calling him a corporate hitman. Then she stood up and stormed out before the hearing ended. The judge just blinked and said, duly noted, neutral face. I've never seen a courtroom go that quiet that fast. Automobile, what I found out about Daniel. So while the court was dealing with the great meltdown, I was also digging deeper into Daniel. Turns out Daniel had a record. Not criminal, civil. He was sued 3 years ago by another wealthy client for inappropriate relations with that client's daughter. Settled out of court. I also found out he'd lied on his employment history and used a fake reference number. Here's the creepy part, he targeted Marissa. My PI found messages between him and a friend saying, "This house is stacked. Wife's a flirt. Easy payday if I play it right." So he played her. Manipulated her. Got what he wanted, then dipped the second there were consequences. And she? She fell for it completely. Burned our marriage, our family, and her own dignity for a guy who saw her as a meal ticket. Brain the court therapist's evaluation. As part of custody proceedings, we're both undergoing evaluations. My session went fine. Marissa's? The therapist noted narcissistic patterns, emotional instability, and a concerning tendency to distort reality for personal gain. Translation, she lies. A lot. Loudly. Convincingly. I'm pushing for full custody. I don't want my kids manipulated anymore. The judge's face during that therapist readout gave me hope. Next in part 5. Asterisk final hearing gets explosive. Asterisk an unexpected ally appears in court. Asterisk and I finally say the thing I've been holding back since day one. This ride's almost over, but it's going out with a bang. Balance scale final hearing full fireworks. The courtroom was tense. Everyone was there. Me, Marissa with her third lawyer, the last two dropped her, the kid's appointed advocate, the court therapist, and a gallery of people who apparently had nothing better to do than watch a woman implode in real time. My lawyer calmly laid everything out. Asterisk the footage. Asterisk the infidelity timeline. Asterisk the attempted bank fraud. Asterisk the manipulation of our son. Asterisk the therapist's report. Then it was her turn. She went unhinged. Yelled at the judge. Accused me of planting Daniel as a trap. Claimed the court therapist was in your pocket. She even threw out this gem. This is just because I finally stood up for myself as a woman. Then the judge asked her, "Do you deny the contents of the dashcam video?" Marissa. I deny that it was relevant to my emotional journey. I swear I heard the stenographer stop typing out of sheer disbelief. Handshake the surprise ally. Just as we were wrapping up, someone walked into the courtroom and asked to speak. It was Daniel. Yup. The same guy who ghosted. Turns out my PI had been tracking him, and when he found out criminal charges might come down for the fraud, he flipped. He offered to testify in exchange for immunity. And wow, did he talk. He admitted everything. Asterisk he targeted Marissa. Asterisk she paid him to keep quiet after the Tesla incident. Asterisk she wanted to destroy me in court and planned to use Daniel's testimony to paint me as abusive. Asterisk she told him, and I quote, "Once I win the house and kids, I'll be rid of him." Her face? Ashen. Like a ghost that just saw its own funeral. Family manboy my final words to her. After the judge awarded me full custody and ruled that the prenup stands, no alimony, no asset split, Marissa came up to me outside the courtroom still trying to spin things. "We can work through this. This doesn't have to be the end." I looked her straight in the eye and said the thing I've wanted to say since the moment I saw that footage. You weren't unhappy. You were just greedy. And now you have nothing. And I walked away. Speech balloon where I'm at now. Asterisk I have full custody of my kids. Asterisk Marissa gets supervised visitation until further evaluation. Asterisk the house, business, and assets are all mine. Asterisk Daniel is under investigation but off the radar. Asterisk I'm in therapy. The kids are in therapy. We're healing. Slowly. Do I feel vindicated? In a way. But mostly I feel free. Free from the lies. Free from the manipulation. Free from pretending that money could fix what was always broken underneath. Thanks for riding with me, Reddit. I'll never forget how this platform gave me a voice when mine was nearly gone. If you're in a situation that feels wrong, trust your gut. Check the dash cam. Call the lawyer. Protect yourself. Because sometimes even everything isn't enough for someone who doesn't know what it means to love. The end. Broken Heart Fire Briefcase.